Hi everyone! We've got a lot of work going on over at our new house and I'm excited to bring y'all along on some of the progress that we're making. I have some curtain panels that I just picked up that I want to try out real quick in the kitchen area. They are not going to stay, they're eventually going to be in one of the boys' rooms, but I just wanted to see what curtains and the weight of those curtains would do in this space so that I can make some decisions. For some reason, I have a lot of ideas rolling around in my head in this kitchen, and I think that seeing some things in person is going to really help me make some decisions. I want to hang some of my baskets up on the beams. It's been something that I've been dreaming of, and so I want to show y'all what I'm doing. It may not be the permanent solution, but it will make me really happy right now. I'm also going to show you our new rug and to talk through what the window curtains or what the cafe curtains are gonna look like above the window in the sink in the kitchen. I really wanna get this space working and thinking through what I'm going to do to finish this space up so that we can move on to other areas of the house once we move in. We're gonna be moving in soon and I'm really excited about it. I have these blue panels here that I'm going to use to test out whether or not I want panels here in the future. I'm gonna hang them up. They're a really nice product from one of the kind of big box stores that that we'll buy curtain panels from. They are one of their custom lines, so it's not just off the rack. You order them in a certain size and length and they are manufactured before they send to you. They are pleated and they're nice and wide, so it's a really great product. Excited to get these up, excited to get these into one of the boys' rooms most likely in the future. But you never know what happens. We may end up loving them here, we'll see. Let me hang them up. All right, so here's the top panel of our curtains. I actually don't have the amount of pins and rings that I need for this project, but I'm gonna show you what I will do whenever I order them and they arrive. If I want to hang this permanently, I'm just gonna fake it for today because my whole goal is just to see whether or not I even like heavy curtains here anyway. But the way that the pin and rings work is at all of these pinch pleats right here, there's a backside. Now these pinch pleats are actually done really well because there is a little piece of fabric that forms an opening right here where your pin is supposed to go so that you're not actually pinning into your curtain, which is a elevated construction method. A lot of times whenever you have just these pinch pleat curtains, you either pin right into here, like it's literally a sharp pin, like a metal pin, which is the ones that I'm used to. I found recently these plastic pins that I really like. They're fairly heavy duty, heavier than I expected them to be, and they also have a really long area that your drapery can sit in. So whenever you are constructing your pinch pleat, you actually don't have to have this little piece, and then you don't have to have a true pin, which actually quote unquote damages your fabric because it literally goes through your fabric. You can just push the fabric or the pinch pleat through this little opening and it holds it there. So essentially, the way you would do it is like this. So you'd install it, through this little opening. But because there's this little tab right here on these curtains, the way that we would install it is like this. It's kind of taking a minute to get through there. It's a little bit wide. These pins are actually a little bit too big for this type of construction, and you see that there's the overlap. Obviously, we wouldn't want that overlap to be there. But let's say that this pin was slightly smaller. We would take our ring, put it on that clip right there, and then the ring is where our curtain rod would hang. We would feed our curtain rod through here. So imagine at each one of these pinch pleats, we would have a curtain rod. Pretty simple. So let's go see what it looks like whenever it is up on the window. can tell already that I don't mind it. I don't think that I'm going to want panels to be as dark as they are here. But I do think it would be nice to have some richness here. Right now there's just this sheer, and I just think it's too light for this area. This area needs a little bit of richness. Last night I went down the rabbit hole on what I want this space to feel like and look like. I was getting really deep in some research on Indian handmade block prints, just to die for. I definitely know that I want this OG pattern shade to come down. The sun comes right into our house in the afternoons and blares you in the face. And so I need the ability to manage that, but still see out and get some sunlight in. And these shades look like they haven't been messed with in a long time. I'm not sure if they are even operable. Let's see. Or maybe they are and I just haven't played with them. Let's see. Oh yeah, they are. They're operable. Okay. So that's good, but they're blackout. So it just doesn't do much. Okay. So we probably can keep that header and assembly in order to use or make some curtains for another area. But I think I'm gonna put some cafe curtains across here. Really excited about it. Cafe curtains are really hot right now. And I love that I could probably put some in for fairly cheap. Not spend a ton of money on the fabric itself. Put it in. When the trend is gone, I can do something else. Oh, okay, back to normal. I definitely learned a lot from that little exercise. Don't want very dark curtains, and those were blackout, and I need the curtains that get hung here to actually let a little bit of light in. And I don't think that I'm gonna have the panels as wide as normal. I may end up with 3 dummy panels or maybe 2 dummy panels just to frame the window. And then the rest will be some sort of muslin or really light linen maybe that will just let the light filter through. I mean, this is just so pretty. Okay, let's get to hanging some baskets. So this is some of our baskets. This is not all of them. Andrew tells me that I have a basket fetish, which is quite possible. I just love baskets. I like to see fruit collected in them and things and objects. I actually use baskets. I was thinking it could be pretty cool to hang them up like you would see in an old farmhouse. It's actually one of the first things I thought of whenever we came and toured this house was how cool it would be to have baskets hanging from the ceiling in the kitchen. So to hang them all right up here above where the island is gonna go. So we are gonna have a light fixture that hangs down right here. I already have that fixture. I'm gonna hang it up soon. So I think I'm just gonna put a couple of nails in the ceiling and just see how it goes. No, I've never hung baskets before from the ceiling. There is a nail in the ceiling right now, and I did a little test run. Watch this. I mean, look how cute that is. Okay, let's get these baskets hung. So I played with them for a minute to make sure that they were all, you know, the right proportions and scale in relation to each other. And I need to refinish a couple of them that need just a little bit of antiquing in order to look like they belong. But I think this little collection is kind of just perfect for what it is that I'm trying to achieve right here, which is a really casual, homey feel. A great place for me to store my baskets, or at least some of them. And just a fun little look that I can try for a little while, and when I get bored of it, I'll just take them down. This one's my favorite. Picked it up at a little Goodwill one day. Never looked back. Goodwill's the best place to find baskets. All right, so that's the projects in the house that I can do today. Get some things put away. Let's go toward the Grampad. I'm walking to the Grampad right now to go show y'all the progress that's been made. They've been doing a lot of work, taping and mudding and floating. It is the dirtiest part of the job, but very necessary to get to the next steps. It's looking amazing in here. You can see that they are doing a great job of taping and floating up the walls here. Essentially, every single wall in this place is gonna have to be painted. We came to that realization the other day because by the time all of the additional electrical was run and the work to the panel was done, just everything was touched. So we're gonna keep the color the same in here. We're gonna go slightly warmer in the bedroom and in the other rooms. They've enlarged the door opening for the bathroom, so that has been finalized. And I don't know, is our light working? Here we go. And this HVAC return has supply air has been put in here in order to get a little bit of cool air and heating during the extreme months. We actually found that there was some missing insulation in the walls whenever we took out the vanity. And so we just took out a bunch of this drywall as well, patched that up, made sure that there is enough insulation in these walls for this place to be nice and cozy in all seasons. Like I said, this is the messiest part of the job, unfortunately. We don't have a huge crew working, so it's kind of day by day. One of the other major changes is that we put a fur down in here in order to accommodate the new duct run into the bathroom. It's actually not bad. We really haven't lost that much space. Let's go to the back. I actually haven't walked on the new concrete. So our new concrete's done, and you can see there's a nice level landing right here in order for a wheelchair to get in and out of this. There's going to be a flooring put down right here, so it's gonna also help with this gap at the threshold. As you can see, it rises up a little bit towards the door in that location as necessary. But other than that, we've got some great slopes on here. Oh, look at that. Looks like my mom did a little bit of documenting herself. So this is our nice smooth ramp. Very exciting. I've got some handrails on here soon. And then we'll start thinking about all of this back exterior area. It looks like the window on the outside has been completed. Oh, that looks great. It's gonna be so nice to be able to have all of that light flooding through, be able to see what's going on in the backyard. Wish the cows would come back. I can actually see them through there. There's a little opening. I bet they'll be here tomorrow grazing. Okay, not much else. We've had some pest people come in and do some spraying. We need to do some work and get that limb off of that roof. Progress, progress. It'll be much easier whenever we live here. Look at this. My mom just pulled that out of her attic. Where does she hide these things? Got a perfect place for that. I have a feeling he's gonna move around our garden and our houses pretty often. Here's another update. I've already started collecting some plants for the house. I've got them on a drip system right now. They're looking a little bit sad. Let's turn them on. Got on a little timer, very low flow micro system. Just enough to keep them wet and happy. Check it occasionally. We're good to go. So I'm gonna run to the house and show y'all how I train curtains on the rod. I have made a previous video about how I train curtains free floating and without heat with like a folding method several months before I actually hang them. And I will probably teach that method again with those blue curtains that I was just playing with in the kitchen. I'll try and make a video about that soon and explain to y'all how to do that without having to train them on the rod. But it's pretty easy on the rod too. You just have to keep them either, tied up for a period of time, or some people like to come along with a little bit of steam to set them. Let's go see that. I just wanted to show y'all a quick example of trained versus untrained curtain panels. The ones on the right have been trained with a non-heat approach. It's basically where I fold them up and put them into a pillowcase for a period of time before I hang them. You can also train them while they are hung up. I wanted to do this exercise so that we could show hung what a trained curtain panel looks like versus a non-trained one, which is just kind of messy and unkempt. Basically, whenever you are training is you follow the pleat or the sewn in pleat at the top of the curtain, and you follow those pleats all the way down to the bottom of the curtain. And what you want them to do is stay nice and organized. Every once in a while, you really should train your curtains back. Over time, they kind of fall out of their trained stance, if you can say that. And it's probably a good spring cleaning or winter cleaning thing to do. I can show y'all real quick an example of how I'm gonna train these on while they're hanging. You can do it while they're hanging. I normally like to just order my curtains early and put them in their trained position and just have them sit there for like 60 days, just in the pack in a nice cool place, just sitting there getting used to being in that formally pleated, organized state. What I'm going to do here is to train these curtains while they're hung is to take each pleat and follow it down, pull them all together in a neat and orderly fashion, make sure that each one is about the same length, and then tie them together at 4 to 6 points, approximately 2 feet apart. So what you can do next is to just heat treat them, steam them with an iron or a steamer, and it will set them in place. I would leave them still after a couple of days. This is, the same day. I pulled them down as soon as they cooled, but they still look much better than they did before. Okay, so that's it for the day. We've got a lot done. A little bit here and there goes a long way. I'm really excited to show y'all what else we get done in the next couple of weeks. Bye.